First, they're significant. Second, they're severe. And third, they often have a sudden impact on companies' revenues, profitability, competitive positioning, and/or reputation. Disruptive risk may be company-specific, or they may be industry-specific. They may be local, they may be national, they may be regional, or they may be global.
I think boards should always resist the notion that it's not going to happen to us. Even in those examples where one of these disruptive risks may have affected a competitor or another participant in the industry you serve, use that as a catalyst for the discussion on your own board. Don't resist that and assume it's not going to happen here.
I love to talk to what I call gatekeepers. You know, these are the salespeople, these are the government affairs people, these are the people that are facing outside. And they are the ones that often pick up things. And so can they percolate up? And if all the answers come from the top, all the knowledge is there, think about how many things are missed.
The NACD committee should consider how to incorporate disruptive risk into the board's oversight responsibilities and at the committee level, and modify committee charters accordingly.
That the board does its best work often when management's put forth a kind of straw man on a concept. Mm-hmm. So, and that's not to say that we're looking for affirmation of our straw man as a management team, because it could be just the opposite, that the board says we disagree. But either way, presenting that straw man, so for management to do a little bit of work going into that board discussion, I think it allows the board to do its best work.
So what boards need to do is to improve the visibility of disruptive risk by enhancing the content and format of reports that they receive from management and outside sources. Boards need to stay informed about company and industry developments between board meetings. And boards need to conduct deep dives with management on disruptive risk and their implications.
I mean, I'd start. I mean, look, I think everyone is responsible. You know, this issue of the audit committee being responsible for ERM is a little bit dangerous. I look at the audit committee as being the process owner for ERM. Somebody that's got to make sure there's a process in place that management as well as board committees follows over the course of the year. But you have to take those risks ultimately to the board and talk about the most significant ones. And a hot button for me is to make sure that the organization itself is thinking in ERM or risk mitigation ways.
Governance committees perhaps have a little bit more ability in their agenda to take the necessary time to do a really good job, I think, undermining, if you will, this whole idea of disruptive risk.
You know, practically, one of the important things in board meetings is I like to see great pre-reads, and everyone, of course, doing their homework. So when you actually get to the board table, you're not draining those slides. You know, you have time then to talk about the questions and then move to the implications. And then start asking, well, what could go wrong with this?
Let me read 4 questions that I think are important for directors to ask. Is the information we receive as directors in the boardroom sufficient? Are we using our board's agenda time as effectively as possible? Are we doing enough to look forward? How skilled are we at making sense of the weak signals that come our way? And
so as board and directors, I think you should try to really challenge your management teams on, are these things that are inside the normal day-to-day, or are these truly things that if you don't manage them, it could go really bad for the company?
And I think a good question to ask is, what are 5 things that would put this company out of business?